welcome to my Rancor boss made easier guide. I can't say completely easy, I couldn't find a cheese or any exploits for this guy. If you guys do find one, please let us know in the comments. I'm sure some people will appreciate that. I also want to note that this was done in the Jedi Knight setting, so if you're on a harder difficulty, some of this may or may not be tougher for you. I did notice that it seems to have different movesets between the easier settings and the normal settings, and that may well be the case for later settings as well, being as it does say that it does change the enemy aggression as you change the difficulty of the game. To win this fight, you will want to spend most of your time at a medium distance so that you have some time to read its attacks and act accordingly. There are quite a few that we have here, and it'll use any of them regardless of what kind of range you're at. So particularly like the side swipe is quite fast and very difficult to avoid, and the stomps can be a little bit annoying as well. Sometimes it'll do one, sometimes it'll do two. Depending on the attack then, if it does something ground related, so if it does a ground stomp or it starts winding up for an overhead slam, you're going to want to jump. Any direction is okay. If you want and you're feeling brave, you can jump towards it, get yourself like a couple of hits in. I find that it recovers pretty quickly, and I don't really like doing it after the slams. It has two moves that we can parry: the overhead kind of like single arm slam that it does as it comes towards you, and the arm swipes. The arm swipes, like I said earlier, are a bit too quick for me, so I don't like trying to parry those. But something I do like to do is to try to get under the second ground slam and parry that, because it leaves you in a good position to get some hits in. Breaks its guard a little bit, but realistically we're probably not going to be doing that during this fight. The most troublesome move for me is its grab move, as it can kill you in one shot. Now the first instance of this isn't too bad. During its first quarter of health, it'll do this independently as its own move, and it's pretty easy to see, and it's quite well telegraphed. However, after you've taken a quarter of its health off, you'll notice that it becomes enraged. It'll do like a little flaily round thing, and it gets one move added to its move pool, which I find the most troublesome, and it is the feint. This is where it runs at you and then doesn't really do anything, and then activates an attack kind of like a second or half a second later. The reason this is troublesome, and I think if you don't notice this is happening, the reason this is probably catching a lot of people out, is because if you try to do a double dodge away from that initial feint, its second attack seems to be so well timed for a very split second where you have done your double dodge and you can no longer dodge for just that split second, and that's where it gets you. If it does its grab straight after this, it's game over. So what I recommend is if you see it rearing up for a charge and it charges at you, dodge once or jump instead, and then be ready to double dodge its second move, as this is the one that's likely to get you, and that is what got me caught out the most. Other tips include going for 2 to 3 hits at a time. Don't be greedy, as that is what's going to get you killed real fast. And I probably wouldn't try going to break its guard. There are perks later in the game that you can come back to here, which may well help with the fight, but I'm assuming everyone's doing this pretty early, which is why I've kind of done this guide in a bare bones manner. So I probably wouldn't go for breaking its guard. That's just probably not going to happen. And that is the end of my notes. Please let me know how your next fight goes with the Rancor, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Breeze hears about this right on his doorstep.